head and beat Denise so severely she ended up in the hospital.
What brings you in here today? What happened? Why are you here? Yes, this is Dr. Feldman. How do we get a translator in here for the hearing impaired? Oh, really? That long? I don't think I have that much time. I'm going to ask the daughter if she speaks sign language. Thanks anyway. Can you ask your mom a few questions for me?
Yeah.
Okay. Has your mom been hit, kicked, punched, or otherwise hurt by someone in the past year?
No. I just fell down the stairs while trying to move some furniture.
All right. Now, ask your mom if she feels safe in her current relationship.
Oh, yes, of course.
Are you afraid to go home?
No, like I just said, I fell down the stairs while trying to move some furniture. It's my fault. I can be a real klutz sometimes.
Well, then I probably don't need to ask this, but I want to be thorough. So, do you and your mom need immediate shelter?
No, we're just fine at home.
All right, great. I'll get the nurse in here to stitch up those cuts for you, and then you're free to go. Thanks for translating for me. You were a great help. Denise, try not to move all that furniture all by yourself next time. I'll see you soon.
Never, ever let children interpret for their deaf parents, especially in a situation like this. Not only is Danielle too young to interpret effectively, again violating the ADA, but the questions the doctor is asking Denise could be devastating to a child. Remember, those are her parents. Denise wants to protect Danielle and cannot tell the doctor the truth about her abusive relationship. She feels she must cover up the truth, and consequently she will likely be sent back home to what could possibly become a fatal environment. Let's watch as the doctor relates in a more appropriate way with the deaf patient, and as a result is able to provide Denise and Danielle with a much safer outcome.
Yes, this is Dr. Feldman. I have a deaf patient who was just admitted, and I need an American Sign Language interpreter for her. Oh, really? That long? Well, please get one to ER as soon as possible. Thank you. The interpreter will be a couple of hours. Prefer to wait or write notes? I will wait. Okay. Can watch caption TV or read. I'll be back with Terp. Nurse will come soon. Are you okay for now? Yes, that's good. Okay, great. I'll see you soon. Hey, you two. The nurses have some pretty cool games set up in the family room, Danielle. Can you go with the nurse while your mom and I talk? Well, Denise, it looks like you've been hurt pretty bad. I'm gonna need to ask a few questions, and I'm definitely gonna need for you to answer them honestly. Will you do that for me?
Yes.
Okay. Have you been hit, kicked, punched, or otherwise hurt by someone in the past year?
Yes. My husband, Andy. He's hit me, punched me, and I tried to call the police. I tried to call domestic violence to help me, and they didn't. I'm deaf, so they ignored me.
Is your husband still at home?
Yes, he won't leave. I try to leave, but he won't let me go.
So you're afraid to go home?
Yes. I want to leave, but he threatens me. And I think maybe it's going to get worse. Maybe he'll take Danielle and take off.
Has the abuse increased in intensity and frequency?
Yes. Before, when we were first married, it was nothing. He'd yell at me over silly little things, but now it's worse and worse. He punches me if I burn a meal accidentally, or if I don't iron a shirt the way he likes. He'll scream at me and punch me, and he'll knock me down the stairs. That's why I'm here today, because he knocked me down the stairs. And I blacked out, and I don't remember a thing from that incident.
Do you wish to file a police report?
Yes. Before, I called the police, and they came to my house. But then my husband, Andy, told him I was crazy, and I didn't have an interpreter. So I was stuck. So they said, don't call us again. And I was afraid if I called them and they came again, they'd arrest me and leave Danielle alone. And I never called again after that.
All right. We'll help you file a police report. And this time we'll make sure that there is an interpreter available. In fact, I'll call the police and have them come down so you can file a police report today. Would you like for me to do that for you?
Yes.
All right, and just one more question. Do you and your daughter need immediate shelter?
Yes.
Okay. Here's what we can do for you. We'll keep you in the hospital for a few days while we help you file a police report. We'll move you to a room where both you and Danielle can both stay. I'll have social services come down and they'll speak to you. After they're done interviewing you, they'll start looking for a shelter where both you and Danielle can stay. We will not discharge you unless you have a safe place to go. Okay, Denise?
Thank you for helping us. Really appreciate it.
I'm glad I could help. I'll be back soon, okay?
The doctor's simple act of taking the time to really listen to Denise may have saved her life. As we recently saw, the doctor was initially going to send her back to her abusive home. Statistics show the police are called out to a domestic violence scene an average of 7 times. If action is not taken to help the victim, the abuse could end in murder. As a service provider, please keep in mind these important points when providing services for deaf and hard of hearing survivors of domestic violence. Never let any friend or family member interpret for the survivor. Always make every effort possible to call in a qualified professional interpreter. Check your local listings for interpreting agencies available in your area and keep their phone numbers easily accessible. If you have a TTY in your facility, learn how to use it. Learn how to recognize the signs of a TTY or a relay call. If you pick up the phone and don't recognize the signal, take an extra minute to identify whether a deaf person is on the other end of the line trying to contact you. Respect your client's communication preference. The Americans with Disabilities Act requires service providers to provide impartial, accurate, and effective communication. Remember, the ADA is a federal law, and if a service provider chooses to ignore ADA requirements, they are breaking the law. If the ADA is ignored, the service provider will be liable for any damage that occurs as a result of miscommunication. There are many different communication methods among deaf people, ranging from American Sign Language, or ASL, to oralism. It is the responsibility of the service provider to find out your client's communication preference and make every reasonable effort to accommodate that preference. Your client knows the best method of communication for themselves, and it is the responsibility of the service provider to respect and honor their client's right to equal communication. Do not ignore the survivor because she is deaf and you are unsure how to communicate with her. Any effort to communicate will be appreciated, and any effort you make will put her closer to safety.